Hi everyone, welcome to the As Explored Facebook page. My name is Arlene. I have a nice 30-minute yoga session for you today. If you want to grab your mat, clear your space so you can move around freely, grab some water or anything that you'd like to support your body through your practice. And we'll just start by coming to a comfortable position, laying back on the mat. So as you get comfortable, just check in if you have any tension in your back. You're welcome to bend your knees and place your feet on the floor, or you can have legs straight. And just check in with where you would like your arms to be, out to the side, on your belly. And just make little adjustments so you can feel comfortable in your upper body. So it feels like your spine is just in the center and the right and left side of your body matches. Good. And just come to notice your breath in its natural state. So notice your inhalation. Notice where the air enters and the parts of your body that begin to move. And as you exhale, you can start to relax. Notice each part of your body that touches the mat, so your feet, your lower back, your shoulders, your arms, the back of your head. Just let go with each exhalation. And as you inhale, you might start to notice any sounds that you can hear, as if those sounds had shape and they were entering your ear. And just notice them without judgment. And as you exhale, relaxing each part of your body through your touching points, you can soften, feel the ground below you support you. And just come to notice the space surrounding you. And as you inhale, you can imagine that you begin to expand. Your body expands in all directions. So to the space above you, into the mat, beyond you, to the sides, into the soles of your feet, and the top of your head. You grow like a balloon, inflated. And as you exhale, relax through your touching points, like you're releasing a little bit of air from that balloon. Good, just another grounding breath here. Your breath, like an anchor, helps you just focus on this moment, the sensations of your body, and as you exhale, relaxing through your touching points. Good. So when you're ready, you can just very slowly start to reconnect with your body. Just make little movements. You can turn your head side to side or wiggle your fingers and toes. Good, and when you're ready, we'll just take a nice full body stretch. So as you inhale, reach your arms overhead and lengthen your legs long and away. You might flex your feet to do that. And just start to create space in your spine, like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your fingertips and your heels, almost like they're trying to touch the wall beyond. And then as you exhale, you can just very slowly bring both knees to your chest, hold your shins, and just stay here. Good, you can rock side to side or draw circles on the ceiling with your knees. Lovely. Good, so just keep one leg bent, one knee bent. I'm going to keep my right knee bent, and you can straighten the other leg on the floor or place the sole of your foot on the ground if that's more comfortable for your lower back. And just do 3 rotations of your thigh in the hip socket in one direction. And just be mindful of how does that feel, what range feels nice. And after you do 3, go in the other direction, just waking up the hip space. So like instead of coffee for your hip, you just have a bit of circular motions. Good, and then come to a stillness, and you can hold your shin or the back of your thigh and just draw your thigh towards your stomach. And from here we'll do 3 rotations of the ankle in one direction, and just notice how that feels. Maybe it starts to wake up your calf muscle, and reverse after you do 3, or your shin might start to wake up. Good. Then when you're ready, we'll take another full body stretch. So just at your own pace, release your leg, nice full body stretch, and just notice how the right side of your body might feel compared to the left, any differences. And as you exhale, we'll bring the other leg towards the chest. So for me, that's my left. Again, right leg can stay straight or bend your knee if you have any tension there. And do those 3 circles out to the side at your own pace. Good, and just notice the range. Does it feel easier to open it outward or come towards the center? And after you do 3, go in the other direction. And again, you can support your leg wherever that's comfortable. So just notice a little waking up. And when you make that circling, you can even notice how you have a relationship with the floor. Good. And then after you do the 3, we'll come to draw that leg towards your chest. So your stomach kind of comes in contact with your thigh, and 3 rotations of your ankle, just waking up. There, your shin, your calf muscle, the ankle itself, maybe your toes start to get involved in that rotation. Good. Lovely. And then when you do the 3rd one, both directions, nice full body stretch. Inhale. Arms overhead. You might flex your feet if that's comfortable, lengthening your spine. Good. And as you exhale, we'll bring both knees to chest, hold shins here, and again, just any rocking that feels nice to relax your back or make space there. You can even draw a butterfly or butterfly your knees either direction. Another little rotation there. Good, and as an option, you can either roll to one side and push yourself up, or you can rock up from here. And we'll come to all fours on hands and knees. Good, so as you settle into your all fours position, just notice how your body feels, shoulders over your hips. Good, we're going to do a little rotation to the side. So if you bring one arm out to the side, so I'm bringing my right arm out to the side in a half T, and then just very slowly start to rotate, and just stay there for a moment. So make your other arm on the hand, your hand on the floor comfortable, so you can bring it close to your body, that feels more at ease. And just notice how that starts to create space here in your chest, relax your neck, just see wherever it's comfortable to look. Good, then the arm that's extended towards the ceiling, bend your elbow and place your hand behind your head. Good, and just notice how that feels. You can feel that create space along your hip, your rib cage, your side. Good, and then very slowly lower that elbow towards the floor. And we'll come to figure 4 for the arms. So just start to relax your right hand to the floor and slide your hand between your left wrist and knee on the ground. And you can stay there, breathing into your shoulder space, or you might bend your elbow and start to rest your forehead towards the ground. You can use support here too. Just see how that feels for you. And just let your breath, almost like a bellows, inflate through your shoulders, relax the side of your neck. Notice your bottom. You can relax your bottom towards your heels. It's almost like a child's pose here. Good, one more breath here, lovely. And then when you're ready, slowly uncurl, back up to all fours, and just notice any differences right side to left, and we'll do those same movements on the other side. So your left arm opens out to the side, slow rotation. See where you'd like to turn your head. You don't have to come all the way up towards the ceiling, just stop wherever that's comfortable. You can look down at the ground, make a little adjustments with the hand on the ground if that's more comfortable. And just start to feel that open your chest space. Like there's a connection from your breastbone all the way up to your fingers. Good, and then we'll bend our elbow, hand behind your head, and slowly rotating so your elbow comes towards the floor. Good, and just notice how that feels on your spine, that little rotation. And you can start to slide your left hand, if that's the hand you're moving towards, away from you, towards the right side, and maybe come into that figure 4 for your arms. Deeper, bringing your chest down towards the ground. So just make that your own. You can adjust the placement of your right hand as well. And if you want to come into that deeper, you can turn your head to look up towards the ceiling. And just let your neck, your shoulder blades relax. Good. And when you're ready, very slowly start to rotate back up to all fours. And just set up now for cat and cow. So hands about the width of your shoulders, knees about the width of your hips. Any cushions under wrists or knees, if that's more comfortable. So just coming to cat and cow, inhaling for cow, belly softens towards the mat. Exhaling for cat. You can feel your navel draw inward as you look down at your knees, and you're relaxing here, the back of your neck and your shoulder blades. So just do that at your own pace, cat and cow. And just start to feel that kind of domino effect of your spine. It kind of rises up like dominoes. And just creating space between each domino or vertebrae. Good. So one more round of cat and cow at your own pace. Lovely. And then when you're ready, we'll just set up through all fours on hands and knees for downward facing dog. So if you tuck your toes under and just slowly bring your bottom to your heels. Good, and just notice how that kind of opens the space in the joints of your toes. And then imagine your hands are in wet sand or warm sand. And as you exhale, relax your hips up towards the ceiling. Good, and just make this downward facing dog your own. So you can start to bend one knee at a time, or you might like to lift heels off the floor and lower down. But really think about transferring that weight back to the space behind you. So it almost brings your arms next to your ears. And make adjustments. You can adjust the placement of your hands or the width of your hands if anything feels uncomfortable. So just make it your own. You might even start to come into a little flying dog by lifting one leg at a time. You can draw that knee to the navel before extending your leg to flying dog again. And swapping legs, and just do that at your own pace, so whatever feels comfortable for you. Good. Lovely. So just a little play with our downward facing dog. You can turn your head side to side or move your hips side to side, whatever feels nice for your joints today. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll start to come to forward folds. Just slowly walk your hands to feet or feet to hands, whichever is comfortable. And just check in with where your forward fold feels comfortable for your body today. So you might bend your knees and you can rest forearms on your thighs here. Or you can have your arms
rest on your legs or towards the floor. Or if you want to come to that deeper, you might bend your elbows and have your forearms overhead. So just see how that feels comfortable for you. And just check in, is the weight comfortable in your toes? So it's almost like your feet are expanding outwards, your big toe and little toe both in contact with the ground, and like your heels are expanding in both directions. Good. So one more breath here. And when you're ready, a little bend in your knees, draw your navel inward, start to uncurl your spine, very slowly unfolding up to standing. Bring your head up last, you can give everything a little shake. Good. And then we'll come to stand with our feet about the width of our hips. Good. And just stand there for a moment, thinking about stacking shoulders above your hips, hips above your knees above your ankles, and your head just rests atop all of those. Good. So if you turn the palms of your hands to face forward, and just notice how that changes a little bit in your chest space, and think about your feet. If your feet were in sand, they were buried, and you couldn't move them, but you try to draw your heels towards each other. So just do that for a moment, and you can feel that kind of engages your bottom muscles and your inner thighs, perhaps. Good. And it kind of elongates your spine. Just a nice little posture reset there. And then relax your arms, relax your legs. You can give everything a little shake quickly if desired. Okay. So if you bring your arms up overhead and your palms are facing forward, so either just keep your arms a comfortable distance apart, your hands at a comfortable distance apart, or you can kind of hook your thumbs together and lengthen the fingertips up towards the ceiling. You can even lift your shoulders up and shrug your shoulders to feel that length that creates. Good. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, and we'll come to sit into a chair pose. Arms will come to a cactus position like this, so your upper arms parallel to the ground, and then just start to sit into that chair pose. You're kind of leading your tailbone down. Good. So we'll do that again. So straighten your legs, inhale, arms up overhead. Again, same options. How much space would you like between your hands, or linking your thumbs and lengthening your fingertips up? And then as you exhale, lead with your tailbone, arms to that cactus position. Good. So we'll do that again at your own pace. Inhaling up if that's comfortable, and exhaling, sitting to your chair with cactus arms. And think about creating that long spine as you come to your chair pose. So we'll do two more, just at your own pace, inhaling up. And as you exhale, when you sit the chair, lead with your tailbone, but you still have this length from tailbone to the top of your head. Good. Again, inhaling up at your own pace, and one more. Exhaling to chair. Good. Really nice. Lovely. And then we'll come back up. Just open your arms out to the side, and you can give everything a little shake. So we'll just set up for a balance. So similar to last week, if you joined last week. So stand with your feet a little bit closer together. Think about that stacking shoulders above your hips, etc. Good. And top of your head, almost like it's growing up towards the ceiling. So just pick one leg. I'm going to stand on my left leg, so transfer the weight over. Keep your hips level. Bend your right knee. Good. So option one, you can lift your toes off the floor and place your hands on your hips. Option two, you can bring your arms back to that cactus position. And if you'd like to lift your foot higher, or your leg higher, imagine there's a string on your knee, and it just starts to slowly draw your knee up towards the ceiling. Good. So option to stay here. If you want to come to challenge your balance further, you can create chin mudra with your index finger and thumbs, and then you can even rotate towards your bent knee. So I'm rotating towards my right side, and if you want a deeper rotation from there, you can turn your head to look to that space behind you. Good. So just come into that at your own pace and your own range. A little balance here. But it's quite nice to think about that upward lift, that there's a string on your top of your head, and it's kind of drawing you upwards. And think about your breath, like you're breathing into that space behind you, to the sides, in front of you. Again, come out of this at any time. Good. So one more breath here. And when you're ready, just very slowly come out, rotating forward. You can extend your leg, relax your arms, give everything a little shake. Before we do the other side, we'll just do 3 hip circles. So either with your place your feet wider than hip distance apart, hands on hips, or in that cactus, whichever you prefer. Then 3 circles in one direction for your hips, and then 3 in the other direction. 1. Good. And notice where that might create space in your lower back or your inner legs, inner thighs. Good. So when we'll come to stand back in mountain pose, just notice how that feels right side to left, and just sit up for the other side at your own pace. So weight shifts over to the right leg. You might have your hands on your hips. When you're ready, that left knee bends. You can lift your toes off the floor. Where would you like your hands? Those cactus arms, or on your hips? Maybe that chin mudra. Maybe imagining that string lifting your knee up. And you can stay at any of those options, or you might deepen or challenge your balance further by rotating through your waist. towards your bent knee, and you can look behind you to challenge your balance further. Good. Let's go. Whoa. Challenge my balance nicely. Good. One more breath here. Lovely. And then when you're ready, you can slowly rotate back forward, just at your own pace. No rush. Good. And just very slowly start to emerge from your balance, and you can give everything a little shake. Okay. Great. So before we'll do another sort of standing balance again, or standing position, but if you bring your feet hip width apart, inhale, arms up, exhale, sit to chair, let your arms relax down, and just do that again at your own pace. Inhaling up, exhale, relaxing down. Good. Two more at your own pace, just relaxing through your shoulders, your lower backs, your hips. Good. Lovely. And then we'll come to stand with your feet about hip width apart. I'll just turn to a side view here. Okay, so feet about the width of your hips. Step your right leg comfortably back, or just one leg. Your knees are both facing forward as well as your hips, and keep your heel lifted off the ground, so just on the ball of your right foot. Good. From here, just very slowly start to bend your left knee, and it's like your hips are on a straight line. If that's creating any discomfort here in your lower back, just hinge forward to alleviate any tension there. Okay, and you can make that wider if desired, wherever that feels nice. So slowly bring your arms up overhead, and just notice how that feels. Good. And you can feel that almost create an openness in the front of your hip space. Lovely. Good. From here, we're going to take a little side bend. So if you open your right, so whatever leg's behind you. So my right leg's behind me, I'm going to open my right arm out to the side. But at the same time, bend the other arm, the left elbow. Place your hand between your shoulder blades. Good. So stay there facing forward if that's comfortable, or you can start to take a little side bend. So it's almost like you're lifting your left elbow up towards the ceiling. And you can feel that create length and space along the side of your body. So just stay there, just to give you that view facing forward. So my hips, my shoulders are facing forward, but I start to lean. And you can look wherever that's comfortable. But notice how that starts to release from the side of your body. So there's a connection from your upper arm, the back of your upper arm, to your rib cage, to the side of your hip. Good. Maybe there's like a little release there. You can turn your head if you feel like there's kind of blocking. Good. One more breath here. Lovely. Then when you're ready, we'll slowly bring arms back up and just transition so you can bring your foot down. So you can rotate from your thigh if that's more comfortable. Bring your heel down. Hips still evenly face forward. And just starting to come to a warrior one. So you might look up towards the ceiling with your eyes. You can lengthen your fingers away from you if that's more comfortable. And you can start to look up. I like to imagine that when I practice my warrior one, that there's like a ball of energy between my hands, like it's almost so you can feel like a connection between your arms, like you're holding a ball of energy, whatever color feels nice for you, that energy ball. Good. One more breath here. Then as you exhale, you can put the ball of energy down, step your feet together, and just give everything a little shake. Good. So just notice how that feels. You might feel differences right side to left, and we'll just set up for the other side when you're ready. Okay. So feet about the width of your hips. Hips stay facing forward. Left foot or other foot steps comfortably back. Knees forward. Heels stays lifted, and then start to bend your right knee. Again, just make that comfortable. If you can come into that deeper if desired. Good. Just notice that. Create a little bit of space. Option to lean forward for any lower back tension. Arms come up overhead. And it's almost like a lift of your rib cage as your arms come up overhead. Good. So same arm as leg that's behind you. So my left arm's going to come out to the side. Right elbow bends. Hand between your shoulder blades. Stay there, facing forward. So add that little optional lean to the sides. Still keeping your hips, your body facing forward. And you can turn your head wherever that's comfortable. A nice lift of your right elbow up towards the ceiling. So you can feel that nice release all along the side of your body, from your hip to your rib cage, all the way up to your upper arm, your elbow. Good. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, very slowly start to rotate back up. Arms come overhead. Rotate from your thigh to bring your left heel down. Good. To our warrior one. See where you'd like to turn your head. Nice comfort in your lower back. So there's that upward lift of your spine. You can come into that deeper if desired, stepping your leg further behind you. Imagine you're holding that nice big ball of energy. Good. And you can almost imagine that energy is glowing, and it kind of fills you with energy as well. Good. One more breath here. Lovely. And when you're ready, exhale. step your feet together, put your ball of energy down, give everything a little shake. And we'll do that same little reset we did earlier with our feet about the width of our hips. Inhale, arms up, exhale, sit to chair, let your arms relax down. And do that again twice more. Good, and last one. Lovely. Okay, great. So if you step your feet wider than hip distance apart and have your feet parallel, so your toes are facing forward, and just notice again, shoulders above your hips. Good, so we'll start to bring our arms behind you. You can stop and bend your elbows with your hands on your lower back, or if it's comfortable, you can interlace your fingers behind you, rotate through your shoulders, and start to lengthen your knuckles towards the floor. Good. Have a long spine, and you can imagine that connection you have from your tailbone to the top of your head. Your top of your head grows towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, just very slowly start to hinge from your hips, so you can bring your breastbone forward, and just stop it anywhere, so no pressure to come into that deeply. But if you'd like to, if it's comfortable, you might come to have the top of your head relax away from you towards the floor, and you can extend your arms further behind you if desired, and just stay there for a few breaths. Just notice where that's creating openness, so avoid that edge of tension. If it becomes really intense, just ease out, or you can bend your knees a bit if that's more comfortable. Good. And just stay there for another breath. Lovely. And when you're ready, stay in your forward fold, but just release, bend your elbows, release hold of your fingertips, and place your hands on the ground. So if you're higher up, if your chest is away from the floor, just bend your knees, and you can place your hands on the ground. And then bend, bring your knees to the ground, and just come to a nice kneeling position. Good, so we're going to open one leg out to the side. So I'll bring my left leg out to the side here, and just make it comfortable, hips evenly facing forward. You're welcome to bend your knees, that's more comfortable. Good, from here, open your arms out to the side, then flex the palms of your hands. And almost imagine that you're trying to push the side walls with the palms of your hands. And that it kind of opens the chest space. Lovely. Then we're going to lean, so I'm bringing my right hand to the floor, so away from my straight leg. Good, and just notice wherever that's comfortable. You can turn your head either direction. If that feels intense, you can place your hand on your hip. If you want to come into this a bit deeper, rotate through your shoulders so your palms facing the floor, and bring your arm overhead. And you can imagine your fingers and toes are kind of reaching in opposite directions if desired. So that creates a little bit of length and space. And if you want to challenge your balance, so no pressure to do this, sometimes it's nice to turn your toes towards your body, towards the toes of your right leg towards your left, and you can lift your extended leg, your straight leg away from the ground. Good, so just come into that at your own pace, so you can feel that reach of your fingers and toes away from each other, so either foot on the floor or hovering away from the ground, and just start to create that nice length along your side body. So just make that your own. Good, so one more breath here. That's it, lovely. And when you're ready, so just transition your leg back to the starting point, your right leg, and then lift your left arm up and come back to your kneeling position. Good, and just notice how the right side of your body might feel compared to the left. Now we'll just set up for the other leg when you're ready. So right leg out to the side or the other one. Shoulders and hips evenly facing forward. Arms open up to that T. Palms flex. Imagine you're trying to touch the side wall, so that opens up the chest space, like you can feel your breath in your rib cage expand to the side. And then we'll attempt to lean away from our straight leg. My left hand's coming to the floor. Just make that your own. You can stay there. If that's intense, hands on your hips, same options, or you can rotate and bring your arm next to your ear, palms facing down, and reach toes and fingers away from you. Just feel how that creates that length. Or if you'd like to, again, just transitioning so your shin is parallel to the long edge of the mat, and lifting up. It's an option. And you can reach your fingers and toes away from each other again. With your knee up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable. So there's a nice rotation there. Your thigh. Good. So one more breath here. Lovely. And when you're ready, we'll come back up to that kneeling position at your own pace. Good, and we'll practice child's pose next. So if you just come down to all fours on hands and knees, and then very slowly bring your bottom to your heels, and you can slowly bring upper body down. Any tension in your lower back, you might widen the space between your knees and start to bring your toes towards each other. So any support here, and just rest for a few breaths. Any support for your head. You can even give your hips a little wiggle side to side if that kind of snake-like movement of your spine feels nice, to create a little release there, so you can help relax your body towards the floor. Good, so 2 more breaths here if you're comfortable. Just make adjustments to feel the position right for your body, so you can even reach your fingers to the front of the mat or rest your elbows and your forearms on the ground. so one more breath here. Lovely. And when you're ready, very slowly walk your hands back towards your body.
Good, and we'll come to sit with our legs extended in front of us. So we're just setting up for a forward folded position. So you're welcome to grab a strap here if you like to use one. You can kind of just move the flesh away from your bottom so you can feel your sitting bones in contact with the ground. Shoulders over hips, bend your knees as an option. Inhale, arms up overhead, and as you exhale, reach your fingers away from you and then fold from your hip space, bringing your breastbone forward. And just up or out, that's comfortable. You can relax your arms down. If it's more appropriate for your body, you can bend your knees and hold onto your toes here. Just wherever that feels nice. You can feel a little bit of release here in your lower back and perhaps in your hamstrings as well if your legs are extended a bit. Just wherever that's comfortable, and again, you can use a strap here. I'll just grab a strap to demonstrate. Okay. So wherever that feels nice for your body. Good, and if your hands do come comfortably to your feet, you're welcome to interlace the palms of your hands and relax forward. It's a little bit easier if I do it like that. But your foot position can just be whatever feels nice for you. So if you like having them flexed or relaxing forward, but just let your breath feel relaxed. So you might feel the breath rise up your spine to the back of your neck and through your shoulder blades, and as you exhale, softening. Good, so one more breath here. Lovely, and when you're ready, just very slowly uncurl your spine. We'll come to lay on the back with knees bent. Good, so just relaxing there for a moment with your knees bent. And just bring your right foot away from the floor, and then open your knee out to the side to rest your ankle on your left thigh. And you can open your arms out to the side and just make a little rocking side to side at your own pace. So no rush with that. And you can do it at slower if that feels nice, if you like kind of having that pause, or you can do it with a little continuous movement, whatever feels nice for your spine. Just a little rotation here. Good. Just do that once more each side, and just notice where that kind of creates openness, maybe your lower back or the outside edge of your hip. Good, and then we'll bring our foot to the floor. Just notice how that side feels different to the other, and then we'll do the other leg. So other leg, foot lifts, knee out to the side, ankle on your thigh. Just find the pace that feels nice for that little rotation side to side. Good, and just notice where the head naturally goes, so there's no tension or in your shoulders or your jaw. Just make it feel at ease for your body. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to a stillness in the center. Good. And then place both feet on the floor, and we'll just set up for a bridge pose. So your feet about the width of your hips. Relax your hands on either side of your hips. And just imagine you're drawing your navel inward, and as you exhale, tilt your tailbone up and just start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Lift as high as feels comfortable. Good. So options to stay here. You can place a yoga brick underneath your hips and tailbone to kind of a relaxing one. Come down at any time. If you'd like to change this a little bit, create a little challenge, you can lift one foot off the floor, and then just that same movement we just did, open your knee out to the side and rest your ankle on your opposite thigh. You can even bring your arms overhead, so just make that your own, and again, come out and you can switch your legs at any time. So we'll just stay there for another breath if you're comfortable. Good, so you can really feel that lift of your hips, and it's almost like your knee, I think, so my left foot's on the floor, my left knee is kind of lengthening away. Good, and then we'll swap and do the other side when you're ready. Good, so from the center, both feet on the floor, other foot lifts, knee out to the side, ankle resting on your other thigh, wherever your arms feel comfortable. Good, nice flow of your breath. Good. One more breath here, and then when you're ready, very slowly, both feet on the floor, come out. You can remove any props if you have them under your lower back. When you lower your vertebrae down into the mat, feel your hips in contact with the ground, then you can lift both feet off the floor and just find the nice rocking that feels comfortable for you. Good, so we'll practice a quick little happy baby pose next. So if you keep your knees bent, flex your feet, bottoms of your feet up towards the ceiling. You can hold onto your toes or ankles or the back of your thighs. You can even use a strap here around the soles of your feet and just relax side to side. You can even start to make that quite playful by lengthening one leg at a time away from you. Good, just make that your own. Good, and then we'll just make any movement that feels nice for your body. That could be a full body stretch, or windshield wiper your knees side to side, or a little playful kind of halasana rocking. Good,
And then we'll come to a nice comfortable position for fun or relaxation. So again, the same position we had at the start, or you can change that with legs straight or knees bent, wherever your arms would like to be. And just take a few moments to settle into your mat and just feel the flow of your breath, your inhalation, where it enters, your exhalation, where you touch the mat, and just start to soften and let go. And imagine your whole body could breathe, that the soles of your feet expand with your breath, and the top of your head rolls away from you. And as you exhale, just relaxing. Imagine your whole leg could breathe, so the soles of your feet, tops of your shins, your calves, your knees, front and back, your thighs, in all directions. And as you exhale, just relaxing your legs completely. Just imagining your arms could breathe. You're breathing from the palms of your hands, the backs of your arms, your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. Imagining your chest breathe, the top behind you, your lower back, your stomach expand in all directions. And as you exhale, relaxing your arms, your stomach, your chest, your back. Good. And just feeling now your upper body as you inhale, softening your jaw, expanding to the space behind you, your ears, your eyes, the top of your head grows. And as you exhale, relaxing all the muscles of your face. And just coming to feel now your whole body relax with your body and breath. And you're welcome to stay here longer in your relaxation, but I'll leave you here now. So thank you for honoring yourself with your practice of yoga. When you're ready to come out of relaxation, just do so very slowly, little movements. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for joining me. Goodbye.